How's it going, everyone? It's Barman Dan with Clan Dino Gaming with the second game of the best of 3 between LiquidRet and Grubby. We have LiquidRet spawning on the left side spawn of Antigua Shipyard, and we have Grubby spawning on the right side spawn of Antigua Shipyard. In the last game, if you didn't see it, Grubby went with a Forge Fast Expand on Tal'Darim Altar and really just pushed really well with some Immortal Sentry combo and just really did a ton of great work against LiquidRet. LiquidRet appeared to take his fourth a little too early without being able to get a good army going. He tried to go mutas but didn't have nearly enough to do anything, and he lost his fourth and third. So kind of unfortunate for LiquidRet, but this game always can be a different one. And we do see a pylon going down here near the natural for Grubby, so we might see another Forge Fast Expand, which would be rather interesting. Definitely because unlike on Tal'Darim Altar, Antigua Shipyard really can't wall off anywhere. I mean, we can wall off on the ramp, but that's not very good. So we will probably see a Forge Cannon Gateway and a Nexus, and then that will leave a little gap there for our units to get around if necessary. And it does seem like Grubby will be spotting LiquidRet on his second scout through. And we do see the Forge go down there by Grubby, so we will be seeing the Forge Fast Expand that we did see in the last game. Definitely worked very well. And ooh, that probe stopping the drone from making a hatch, being persistent. There goes a pylon. So LiquidRet not looking too happy there. Has to take care of this pylon now. And without any Zerglings, he'll have to pull drones, and you hate to see that. So, sort of unfortunate for LiquidRet. But what is this drone doing? He's gonna have none of that. LiquidRet's like, you know what, Grubby? You know what? You put that pylon there. You know what? I'll just build a hatchery here. And Grubby's like, oh boy, that didn't work very well. So LiquidRet being a little risky here, taking this, farther out expansion rather than at his natural. And Grubby's gonna throw down a photon cannon, but we'll cancel it. And that'd be a little unfortunate for LiquidRet again, because you'd lose a couple of Zerglings in the process there. As our Forge Fast Expand is going down for Grubby, we do have this sort of not really wall off. There goes the photon cannon, and I guess a gateway or a cyber core would go great here. Probably a gateway, because we don't even have one of those yet. So that would probably be what we'll be seeing, and there's the gateway. And so there's our Forge Fast Expand there. A little gap there. We might see, some buildings over here, maybe a photon cannon down in front to make it harder for our Zerglings to get through. And I've been kind of talking away from my mic a little, so I hope you guys could hear me. But anyhow, we do have this expansion almost going down fully, and this pylon, as persistent as ever, just will not go down. Finally taking that thing down. You need to get that thing out of there. But taking this, if this does pay off, he will be able to be mining off of 3 bases actually rather quickly. And won't have to worry about expanding to a farther away place. Rather, he'll be feeling more comfortable expanding to a closer and more natural. And Grubby just throwing down pylons wants none of that. So this will go down, or if it's not canceled. No, it was not canceled. And we'll be losing that pylon. As for Grubby, we do have a pylon over here, so we can build a cannon or a gateway or something like that. And do have our Forge Fast Expand and our Nexus almost fully mining. But as for both players, no real armies yet. We do see LiquidRet going for that third in his natural. So, decides to kind of turn that against Grubby. He's like, well, you know what, Grubby? If you're going to try to stop my third, or my expansion, I'm just going to expand somewhere else, and I'm just going to get to my natural whenever I feel like it. So LiquidRet powering through, has his expansion, his second base, actually up and running fairly well. Grubby does have a couple probes mining as well. And you see the cyber core going down and just is going to kill this terrible supply depot. We want none of that supply depot being there. And we do have a good old stalker out here. Can basically defend against most things. As for right now. And we do have a Twilight Council going down, a fairly early Twilight Council to be seen, especially since we don't have any gateways. And we do have +1 attack going down, which will always be as helpful as it can be. And we've got this little guy, this little stalker, having none of this overlord. Get out of here, he says. But, and actually, that overlord, if he loses that, Grubby will be LiquidRet will be supply blocked. And will he lose the Overlord? He does, and there we go. He is supply blocked a little, so you hate to see those Overlords go down like that. You know, you never know. You know, you might be killing one that can actually really help. So he's still supply blocked. That is rather unfortunate for LiquidRet. Has not been making many Overlords here. And we do have, what is this? Blink Stalker. Oh man, committing to something before we even really know what's going on. But I guess last game we did see a bunch of Roaches and Zerglings, and Blink Stalker really would be a good transition against that, especially if they went mutas, like we saw the possibility of last game. Blink Stalker would always be great against that. As for LiquidRet, we have +1 range attack and metabolic boost, so we definitely a lot of speedlings. Could do quite a bit of damage to those Blink Stalkers, if not blinked correctly around. Because you always hate to get surrounded by lings having a ton of stalkers. It's always rather unfortunate. We do have our Roach Horn here, so definitely Roach Ling. And LiquidRet sitting pretty comfortably on these 3 bases, has them all going rather well. Not too much of an army, but doesn't have to worry because Grubby has nothing either. And definitely a ton of gateways going down so that we can get a ton of Blink Stalkers out. Because Blink Stalkers are always better in mass. Definitely throw a couple of Mortals in there. Definitely maybe some Sentries. Some Zealots, you know, have a good little party. So yeah, tons of gateways going down. Definitely gonna see tons of Blink Stalkers from Grubby, and just mining away on 2 base. You can actually make a ton of Blink Stalkers on 2 base because Stalkers are pretty expensive, but not too much. And definitely 2 bases fully mining, you can have a pretty good constant warp in of like 6 or 7 Stalkers per cooldown on warp gates. So you should be fine there. Definitely LiquidRet keeping that Zergling there, waiting to see when he's going to push for 3rd. And LiquidRet just chilling again on his 3 bases, doing rather well. Getting +1 melee attack for Zerglings. Will do a ton of damage against these Stalkers. But the Stalkers do have Blink, and will be doing a poop ton of damage if he can blink them properly. Will we see a little encounter down there? Yes, we will. These Zerglings want none of this pylon up here on this high ground. Okay, take care of that. Grubby just getting +1 attack, which would be great for this little encounter. Good blink there by Grubby. Yeah, definitely some great blink there. Going to be a lot more effective against these Zerglings if we didn't have blink. Got a pylon on the high ground here, warping units towards the middle of the map, so will be rather useful. And we do have quite a bit of Roaches down here for LiquidRet. And that should be enough. It looks like we are going to see a big battle here. Definitely LiquidRet not sending in all of his units. Kind of a mistake there. We'll probably be able to hold this off, but Grubby having tons of Blink Sentry Micro, going to try to actually take this out, and he's going to probably get the concave here. Oh, he's going to actually fall back. It looks like Grubby could probably handle that. But what is this? We're going to have some Zerglings coming in here, but a good warp in of Stalkers are going to take care of these Zerglings, and these Roaches continuing to push, but there doesn't seem to be enough Roaches to handle this many Stalkers, especially if they're blinking back. And we do see these Roaches running back, and a good blink here should be able to take care of the rest of them. There's the blink and a ton of Roaches going down there, but a big swell of Roach reinforcement coming here, going to force Grubby to turn him back. This is just going either way. It's like a tug-of-war match. And then we're going to have some blink in here, a big warp in over here to try to get the concave, and LiquidRet is not going to be fighting him anytime soon. We do have some going on the high ground, and that is going to be a decent concave here, but he's going to fall back, and it's going to actually favor Grubby, who is blinking these Stalkers back very effectively, doing tons of damage to these Roaches, and is going to take care of this. We do see a big blink forward to take out a lot of the Roaches, and a huge loss for LiquidRet there. Definitely losing a lot more Roaches than he would like. We do have Infestors on the field, which would be great for their fungal growth against these Stalkers, and we see them go. Oh no, the Infestors! Oh gosh. Oh, that was not planned for, I can tell you that right now. Oh, losing all those Infestors. And Grubby going back into this area to make less surface area for these Zerglings to get us around and blink to the high ground. So great moves by Grubby, being relentless with these Blink Stalkers, just doing tons of damage. And LiquidRet not looking too good, losing all those Infestors without getting a fungal or any infected Marines out. Wow. Grubby's going to be destroying this debris, and is he going to push in? Meanwhile, he is going to take this expansion down here in the middle of the map. So a pretty big, bold move by Grubby, and is going to be pushing hard, getting a pretty good concave here. We do see some fungals go down to take out some of these Stalkers. but it doesn't seem like it will be enough because he doesn't have enough roaches to deal with these stalkers. More warping of stalkers, great pylon placements by Grubby, and it's just being relentless, but we don't see enough roaches. We have a bunch of infestors. The fungals aren't enough when we don't have enough like army to take them out. It looks like LiquidRet holding on to this third, but it does look like he will be losing it here really soon. It just doesn't have anything. Is constantly sending in roaches, which should probably be pulling back, yeah, to try to make a bigger army at his second base. And that seems like he will be losing that third, while Grubby is sitting comfortably on 3 bases. This base isn't up mining yet, but it will be soon because he can transfer a lot of probes from his main to there. And we do have a good amount of roaches for LiquidRet at his natural. We definitely have a lot of larvae coming in here due to our hatchery, our extra hatchery for tons of larvae. And there is a big probe swell down here to start mining at our third. And Grubby is going to pull back, knowing he did a lot of damage there and is feeling very, very good about what he's done. Units lost. Wow, greatly favoring Grubby. 5,362 to 13,800. So definitely good move there by Grubby, doing tons of damage with these Blink Stalkers. And we will see +2 armor on the way for Grubby, as well as an Immortal, which will be very helpful against these roaches. And LiquidRet trying to continue to push. We got a couple infestors and a lot of roaches. Is going to try to force Grubby onto the low ground, maybe get a good concave here, but tons of force fields down, some good fungals off on these stalkers, hitting a lot of stalkers, but I don't think it will be enough because these roaches seem to be dropping fast. This Immortal up here will be doing tons of damage against these roaches, as well as we still have a bunch of stalkers down here doing tons of damage, plus we can warp in more units around this pylon up here. Some roaches coming up here with the infestor, but that looks like it's it, and there's the GG from LiquidRet. So a great best of 3, Grubby taking both games off of LiquidRet. Some great micro the first game, some great Immortal Sentry micro in the second game, great Blink Stalker micro. So 2 good games by both players, and don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later.